Hi, I am Coach Paul McSomble of Tenacity Performance Training in Tinley Park. I help my clients get fit, be strong, and feel better. I have often been asked or asked questions regarding how can I improve my bench press or my chest press. And a lot of times people tell me like I've been working on it. I've been doing a lot of bench and with the barbell or with the dumbbells, and I just can't seem to get anywhere with it. I can't increase my numbers. And what I have found is that it doesn't necessarily mean that or in order to get better at them, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to keep lifting more. It actually is, if you can also work on your core strength as you are working on your chest press. So one way you can do this is if you do have access to a cable machine, so if you have one at home or if you have access to one at your local gym, one exercise that I have my clients do is the cable chest press. All right, and one variation, come over here to the cable chest press. I have both handles here adjusted to approximately my shoulder height, okay? And you can go ahead and select the weight that you have on here. Now, let's say you do 50-pound dumbbells on the chest press on a flat bench, all right? It may not necessarily mean that you can do the equivalent with 50 pounds on each weight stack, okay? And I'll go into the reason why that is. Now, actually, I would actually suggest that you choose a little bit of a lighter weight here until you can figure out, okay, what weight can I do this exercise safely. So the way you're going to get yourself set up is you're going to choose weights on both weight stacks if that's how your machine is configured. You're going to have the handles here in both hands, and you're going to grab, and you want to first pull it into your chest, okay? You don't want to go ahead, step out, and then reach from back here, because now if you have a pretty good amount of weight there to start off with, you're going to be putting yourself at a really good possibility here of straining the chest muscles. Worst case scenario, tearing chest muscles from trying to reach from here and bring them in, okay? So I usually suggest that my clients take the handles, both hands, bring it into the chest, and then from here, you can take a couple steps forward, okay? Now, you can have one foot out, one foot back, okay? Now, it doesn't matter which foot is forward and which one is back. It's totally up to you as far as what's comfortable, okay? But you want to have a pretty decent stride length. So I got my left foot here out in front, my right foot is back behind me and it's acting as my anchor. I am leaning into leaning into the weight here that's pulling me back a little bit, okay? Then my hands here are situated with my palms down and elbows out, okay? Now from here, I am going to press or push out and together and then bring it back apart. Out together, apart. Now, as I'm doing this, my core is working significantly hard here to prevent the weight from first pulling me back, okay? And also, it basically is helping me hold this position as I'm pressing, okay? So as I'm pressing also, you notice there is no movement here. I'm not lunging forward as I press, and I'm not reaching back as as my hands go back. So I'm getting in position, my core is working really hard just to stabilize me, okay? And then, once I've finished my reps, I bring my hands back to my chest, carefully walk back, and return the handles, okay? So what happens there is, as I'm in position here and I'm doing my chest presses, core here is really engaging in keeping that weight from pulling me back, okay? If my core was not engaged, as soon as I try to get myself in position, the weight stack here, or the weights on both stacks would pull me back into the machine, okay? Now, you can progressively increase the weights. I would definitely suggest you start a little bit lighter, okay? And then progressively work up, okay? But there will come a point where there might be so much weight on there that you just physically cannot hold that position because of just general physics, and from there, you'll have to find some other options, okay? Now, another variation that you can do, once you've done 2 arms and it's been working well for you, another variation is to do one side at a time. So, setup is very similar. Handle is set up about shoulder high. Again, taking your hand close to the body, and then you're going to come forward, and in this case, since it's one hand, you want the opposite foot forward. So this is my right hand. My left foot is out in front. I got my right foot back, all right? Now, key thing here is my chest, my shoulders, my hips are squared up with the wall in front of me, all right? And then from here, I am going to press straight out and back, all right? And again, you notice there is no rotation in my shoulders or in my hips. Meaning, if, let's say, a lot of people will tend to do this, they'll press and they'll kind of lean and turn the shoulders, okay? Or, as they come back, they'll open up the shoulders, even open up the waist, and then kind of use momentum to push out, okay? Now, ideally, for strength purposes here, you want to keep those shoulders, hips, waist, chest, all squared up with no extra movement as you're doing the exercise, okay? So you can do 10 reps one side, okay? And then come back, nice and easy. And then you're going to do the same thing, other side, taking the handle close to the chest, taking a couple steps forward. So now I'm using my left arm, which means now my right leg is out in front while my left leg acts as the anchor. And the hand comes up into position. And again, you're doing presses, keeping shoulders, chest, waist, all squared up with no rotation in either the pressing forward or return back, okay? And then once you're finished, you come back and return the handles. Now, this is a really good way, when you do one side at a time, this is a really good way to work on your non-dominant side. So I'm right-handed. My right side was pretty solid, okay? Since I'm not right-handed, when I did my left side, I really did have to focus on keeping my core tight and doing the exercise, and hopefully you could see that I was still pretty stable, all right? And I was using that core to help me stay in position, all right? So over time, as you do these exercises or these variations and incorporate your core into your chest work, you'll find that when you go do dumbbells on a flat bench or a flat bench barbell bench press, you'll find that your numbers may increase because now your core you've basically strengthened your core and taught your core muscles to all work together to help you press that weight up. All right. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, certainly reach out to me and let me know what your thoughts are. All right. So if you want results, train with tenacity.